coming to you live from Steve's studio at the top of the Empire State Building. It's Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gained. Your host with the most, your DM, Jared. And tonight, I'm joined by Fabio.
Welcome to the party.
Steve.
Yep.
Trevor.
Hello.
Tina.
Hi.
Jeff.
Hello, everyone.
And Zach.
Hey, I'm Zach, and I'm going to be doing a really bad Brooklyn accent the whole night.
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders. So tonight, we will be starting our newest campaign, Agents of Edgewatch.
Yes.
It's a campaign if you're not part or you're not like in the know and you're just like, oh, I'll hang out with these guys. Agents of Edgewatch is basically what if in the D&D or the fantasy universe, instead of playing the adventurer, you are playing the guard in the town. So everyone here is going to be playing some form of guard, and we'll see how that goes. Everyone
Does that mean adventuring parties are going to come in and smack us around?
Yes.
They're going to kill us.
That's usually what you do to the guards.
Try.
They're going to smack you around.
So we just do patrols and have guards and have PC characters to try to distract us.
Yep.
We can have our Patreon tier come in and try and beat us up.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, though.
So, with that, we pick up with our group having just finished basic training. It was a 2-year endeavor where every person was every person here has been assigned to a different guard post throughout Absalon, in the city of Absalon and in the world of Golarion. 2-year post, and the Radiant Festival is upon you. What the Radiant Festival is, it's a celebration of Absalon and how they were able to defend and hold off the number of attacks that they've had to deal with. So the festival is things like the World's Fair. And since all of us are from New York, in Flushing, we have the World's Fair. And it's awesome. Basically, what the World's Fair is different places come all over to this one location, and they show really cool, interesting features. So if anyone's ever seen, I gotta grab something, The Men in Black, and the first movie when they're fighting the giant cockroach, and you see that giant globe of the earth and the spaceship crashes through it, that's the World's Fair in Flushing. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, if you ever get a chance, come to New York, you should go visit. It's really awesome. So, with that being said, what does the Radiant Festival give out this year? So, because of that, this district in Absalon a few years ago had a massive earthquake and the undead kind of came out. Because of that, they kind of came in, cleaned up the area, sealed off the undead, and they started to rebuild this area where they wanted to hold the festival this year. And they needed guards. They needed a new district of guards. And that group is called the Agents of Edgewatch, or the Edgewatch Guards. And you guys are that new group. You guys will be picking up with those.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm excited.
This year, it's very important because this was the first Radiant Festival after a long period of time that they weren't having them. And also, this is the first year with the new laws in place, with the removal of slavery, and after the events of Tar Bahamut siege upon Absalon. So this is a very important year. It's a very, you guys are needed. 5 gold fill up on Colonel. Thank you, Blacks and Dragons.
Hey.
You ask the internet, they will give it to you.
They want Colonel Sanders.
They paid. He actually donated to
Actually paid to get Colonel Sanders.
Donated to get Colonel Sanders to come out.
We demand 5 GP fill up.
I want Brooklyn Colonel Sanders.
I can't do that. That's too much right there.
Figure it out. Figure
Do
it
it.
out. They paid for you. Dance, monkey, dance.
He's thinking about it too. He's trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out.
How do I do this?
He's like, what do I say? What do I say?
Because that's the whole
Read the
thing. It's like,
mid-roll.
Just say $5 fill up.
$5 fit up.
So, you guys have been brought to the principal quarter, and you are all kind of making your way to the headquarters, the station house for the Edgewatch.
ugh.
First up, you will first onto the scene, getting there kind of early, is Savius. So Savius, describe to everyone, tell us who you're playing, what your character is, what's going on, if they happen to speak like Colonel Sanders.
Thankfully, my character does not speak like Colonel Sanders. All right. Savius. Savius is a human male. Savius is a cleric. Savius has the ex-con token guard background. Hooray. A little background on Savius is Savius used to get into a lot of trouble and he turned his ways. And in doing so, something happened that made him look a little bit different. So he is covered in bandages throughout majority of his body. As the rest of the party would tell you, he kind of looks okay, but in his mind, he does not.
So he smells like bourbon and frying oil.
Oh no, Savius always smells good.
Nice.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. So looking like Mumra the Ever Living.
A little bit of Mumra with a little bit of Egyptian feel to it.
Cool.
He has a ankh around his neck. He doesn't pray to Sarenrae, but he prays to another god that has a similar icon. If anybody can guess that one out, they get a golden cookie.
Cool.
A
So
golden
Savius,
cookie.
Savius, you make your way up to the station house, and it's a fairly large building. Some of it seems run down. As you get there, you see guards running to and fro. There's a stairway up to the main doorway, and the symbol of Absalon City, the crest, smells like D&D Drakkar.
Wow, Drakkar. That's a blast from the past. Do they still make that?
Salute.
So
Blacks and Dragons knows.
yeah. So he you see that, and then kind of stumbling up next to you is a golden dragon and a little green gnome. Is Trevor. Trevor, why don't you tell us about your character?
Wait,
Yes.
you're a gnome now?
Yeah,
He's the forever gnome.
He's
I'm forever gnome. Team short stack forever. I am playing Ryder Tikalde, and he is a gnome. He is mostly green. As far as his hair is bright green, it's very long and flowy. He's really tiny. He's only just over 3 feet. He's very young in face, and he has bright purple eyes. If you got one thing that you will notice is that he is always with a very large compared to him gold dragon that he usually rides around on his back. And the gold dragon has accents of green, and he has the same bright purple eyes that Ryder has. And his name is Esper. He is a summoner. For those, just to get to clarify, so a little bit about its background. He has the Sleepless Sun Star background, and before that, he was actually a slave. He was born into slavery, and the new campaign deals with a lot of the transition and people being the freedom of slavery. So part of that was his part of his fame was due to his rise from the breaking out of the chains of his slavery and then overcoming that and becoming a officer and rising up the ranks that way. So that's going to be a lot of things that he deals with. He is a sensate gnome, and he is very, very sensitive sense of smell. So he will always be very clean. He washes very frequently, and people that are not washed, he will definitely be avoiding. And he has no problem telling them, "You smell. Stay away from me." So just keep that in mind. Just like yeah, you gotta smell. Back off. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Again, both of you are dressed in your newly given Edgewatch uniforms. Just a basic uniform. So no heavy armor, no nothing like that. So you guys kind of see each other and recognize that you both are looking a little new as guards are kind of coming to and fro. Some of them are getting into carriages. Some of them are getting on horses and kind of going out to patrol the city. Remember, this is a festival, so a lot of people are coming to this area.
In a little green.
A little green, yep. Just a little green. With that, coming up behind Ryder is another short person. And that is Zach. Why don't you tell us about your character?
So stop. Freeze frame. So you're probably wondering how I got here. How a halfling monk like me, rugged good looks, real nicely sharp facial hair, how'd I get here? Well, a life of adventuring put me in jail. And after, years of doing my time, I got out on good behavior. And, well, I didn't have a job. So the city of Absalom, was so nice that they gave me a chance. And I worked here. I made a new life for myself with my husband, Eladrin. And I worked in the coins district for a hot minute, but they didn't so like the fact that someone who was in jail was protecting all their extremely fancy stuff. So I got sent over to the Edgewatch now. But I'm a happy-go-lucky dude with the temperament of a barbarian. So don't fucking mention the shortness there, Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walk on over to where the other guys are, just whistling, hands in my pockets.
So you're a monk halfling.
Yes, with the ex-con background. I did take legal, though. I took legal.
Got it. Just double checking.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And following behind you is Tina.
Sure.
Why don't you tell everyone your character?
Yep. She is called Morgan Fisk. She is a half elf, very much on the young side, about maybe just the end of her adolescence, very young. Really not much combat experience for this one. Most of her experience with any of the guard capacity has been on the administrative end. She studies a lot. She got an early internship at a very young age, and she is a witch with the night tradition. And with her, she has a little dog that's kind of different spots of black and orange and white, kind of following her around.
Awesome. Again, everyone's decked out in the Edgewatch guard garb, and following behind is actually walking up the stairs with you, Tina, is Jeff. Jeff, tell us about your character today.
All right. I am playing a half-orc wild order druid who looks like he has absolutely no business being in a uniform. He clearly looks very uncomfortable. Basically, I pretty much was raised by my mother and father, who, when I was young, about 6 years old, my mother caught very ill and we couldn't save her, so my mother passed away. And then around the time I was 20, my father, on one of his missions to the city proper to, purchase goods, was captured by the guard and wrongfully accused of a crime that he was hung for. So I'm sort of trying to infiltrate the police to try to find out who framed my father. So I figured by taking a job, since they had job openings, here's my chance to get in.
Cool. And finally comes a very odd sight. So already, dragon, halfling.
Like nothing's been odd already.
Yeah, none of this is odd. So one of the actual oddest characters come up, and that's Steve. Steve, why don't you tell us about your character?
So that's my character walks up to the meeting hall. I already have like 4 people in tow, and they're all in either manacles or they've been chained and roped up. So I try to find the lieutenant in charge, but basically he's like, you look at his uniform and it is perfect. No insignias out of place. Everything it's got its right thing. He's not dirty whatsoever. And he's walking with purpose. He is my name is Neilok, and he is a hobgoblin magus. Now, for those who don't know, magus is a new playtest character class that Paizo just released for about a month or so. And it's basically mixing magic and melee. So it's always just fun stuff. But yeah, he has a whole bunch of people in tow. And they don't seem happy to be in tow with him.
Somebody started the festivities early.
So you're walking up with
basically arrested people with crimes.
People with crimes. Okay. So you make your way. So everyone's kind of like off put at those Megas or Nilok walking forward, with people in shackles, and he kind of pushes past everyone and makes his way into the station house, and then gets to the very front of the station house, and then there's a guard there, and the guard's like, can I help you? What's going on here? He's looking at you. I'd like to book all these people for their various crimes. This one was spitting, this one was urinating in public, this one was stealing some food, and it just kind of lists off all the crimes and like the fact that I would like to start the booking process. By the way, I'm not from this district. So does everyone
else
follow
my transfer papers? Like I hand them the transfer papers.
Follow Nilok in?
Yeah. I mean, he seems like he knows what he's doing.
So following Nilok in, everyone kind of has the transfer papers, and here's Nilok say, here's transfer papers. So you guys can give this guard your transfer papers. And the guard calls over another guard, and this elf woman comes over again, all in uniform, takes your apparently your arrest, and kind of leads them away, and is very confused as to like how you're arresting people when you haven't even been given a proper assignment, but you just are. And he's like, "Oh, you're the new recruits, huh?"
Kappa Ingot reporting for duty, sir.
And then he kind of like hears that, and then looks over the edge and looks down and sees you saluting. He's like, "Oh, I didn't see you down there."
You wanna run that by me again?
He's like, "Don't worry about it. Glad to have you on the force. Every little bit helps."
I'm sorry.
He may be short in stature, but he's large in heart.
What?
I think he's being a little bit short with you.
I'm sorry. What are you saying?
Sir,
I got something in my ear there.
I don't have a short fuse.
Ryder is actually just like trying not to laugh. It's so hard for him though.
Listen, buddy. I swear to the gods up there. Try that one more time. See what happens.
Listen, no need to get mad. We're all on the same team. Don't get loud. It's okay. I know the short folk don't have that much room for emotions.
Excuse me?
And then as Copper is saying that, a dwarf comes from out of one of the side doors, and he sees the commotion. He walks over, and the guard behind salutes the dwarf real quick, and he's like, "Sir?" And the dwarf's like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "Oh no, just new recruits for Edgewatch." And the dwarf is like, "Okay, I'll take them." And they're like, and he's like, "Sir," and he salutes the dwarf, and the dwarf is, dwarfish in size and stature. He's I want to say like kind of like a espresso colored skin, and he has like a big bushy dwarf beard, but he has a shape.
I thought you were going to say he's the size of an espresso machine.
No.
Yeah, he's built like an espresso machine.
He's built like an espresso machine.
And if everyone hops over to Roll20, you can see his description or see a picture of him. And he has a shaved head and he's in his uniform and everything seems very nice and tidy on him. Very similar to Neil Locke. You know, that like very proper and prim and everything's like tight on his body. He does have a scar running down his right face, kind of going from the hairline to the bottom of his chin. But it's covered mostly by his beard. And he introduced himself. He says, good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Olo. I've been guard in various precincts in Absalon. And I work under the current Lieutenant Grosspeck. And he's waiting for you. You're a bit late, but I'm glad you guys were able to make it.
Okay. I look at Sergeant. So you said Olo?
Olo. Ollo.
Got it. Sergeant Olo. So I look at Sergeant. I was like, greetings. I am Savius, your life. And I am here to do good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh boy.
And
That's his
Olo's,
name.
oh,
Oh shit, that's your name. Oh, my bad.
I'm looking
It's
and
a
go,
good name.
yes,
It's a good name.
it is my name.
It's a good
one at
name.
that.
Yes. Oh god.
and he says, nice to meet you, Savius. So here at Edgewatch, we are a new division, and we try to keep a tight ship. I suspect you have all been properly briefed on your duties and tasks that will be coming forward.
Not at all, sir.
And he looks at everyone. He goes, is that true with everyone?
The dwarf speaks the truth.
And the dwarf goes, oh, well, Sergeant.
Who are you talking to? Savius. You mean the sergeant? I don't. Never mind.
And he says, you know, he says, oh, the lieutenant will not like this at all. Not like this at all. Just kind of go along and just nod. It'll make everything easier. And then as you enter into going down this long hallway, there are multiple doors left and right. And, you know, some of them say detectives, break room. And you go down to the end of the hallway and you hear like loud yelling. And as the door opens, a loud voice just blasts you as you enter in a medium-sized, like 30 by 30 room. A number of desks are along the walls. There are 3 other people in this room. And in the very back of the room, there's another door. It's closed. Everything's glass, so you could kind of see. And you see a very large man, full regalia. He's in a breastplate, and he's like chomping on a cigar that's lit. And there's 4 other guards in there, and he's just chewing them out. And even though the door is closed, you can just hear the window rattling with the boisterous noise of his voice. And he goes, oh, good. We've gotten him in a good mood. Don't worry.
That's a good mood?
And he goes, yes. Normally he's louder. And by now something would have gone through the glass. And with that, the sergeant leads you towards the door at the very back of the room. And as you look around, you could see 2 female officers are kind of working on the desk, and they kind of like salute Olo, and they like look at everyone. And he goes, so when you get to the back room, Olo says, hey, wait right here. I'll go in. And he kind of knocks on the door, and through the muffled, you know, glass, you're come in! And as the door opens, the sergeant kind of sits down behind his desk, and the 4 other guards come out, and they look kind of shocked as what happened. Like they're just kind of stunned. And Sergeant Olo, you know, motions that the group can go in. And I'm assuming the group goes in. Does anyone-
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
As directed.
So everyone walks in except for Trevor, who looks like a deer in headlights.
Nope. I'm going in.
So everyone walks in, And the sergeant actually stops the pets. He's like, please, no pets.
Good thing I
So-
don't have a pet with me.
Esper's not out?
What?
Esper,
He's not a pet.
well, Esper is a giant dragon who's not allowed in.
But Esper comes with him.
He's like,
I'm riding Esper.
you're
so
on Esper?
I'm on Esper.
I feel like that should have been mentioned a little earlier.
I did mention it earlier.
You did. He's
He
like
did
that
mention
Halloween
it.
costume where it looks
Oh.
like you're actually riding something.
That's what it is.
He's
There
like
you
he's
go.
got the Halloween costume. There you go.
They are both one and the same.
They're the same person.
Yeah.
I turn to my dog and I just tell him to stay outside the door.
He says, so the little puppy kind of just sits.
Mhm.
And Orlo comes in after everyone, is standing at attention in front of the desk. And it's
Before
now
I go into the room, I pet the dog and I smile at it.
Yeah,
I say, "Ah, the puppy! Look at that puppy."
so
that's Ordo.
I say, "I like your dog."
Seems he likes you too.
then he mauls Jeff. That's the end. That's the end.
My 5
What?
hit point puppy.
The 5 hit point puppy takes Jeff's character out real quick.
Don't pet him too hard. He'll just.
Oh, oh, that's so good.
Campaign changes real quickly.
Mhm.
Oh no.
Go 0 to dark in 30 minutes.
real fast.
Hey, we covered 2 years in 2 minutes. It took us like 5 months to do 3 days in the last campaign, so not so bad.
Okay.
Welcome back to Trust Day.
Back on Trust Day.
Yeah, you know, we need a calendar emote with a 3 on it. Just be Trust Day over and over again.
The Infinite Trust Day.
Infinite Trust Day.
So Sergeant Olo leads everyone in, and behind the desk is a fairly large man. He's a large human with curly, graying blonde hair, his broad belly, and a gilded nightstick slung in his belt, a cigar clamped in his teeth. Lieutenant shakes his head, muttering to himself, "Unbelievable," as he pulls his well-chewed cigar from his mouth and gestures disdainfully. "This year's Radiant Festival is the most ambitious peacetime undertaking the city's seen. The Edgewatch is responsible for the safety of thousands. I told the council I needed the best of the best, and instead, they send me you. Gah. A bunch of rookies, so green you practically got kills. And that one actually is green." And he's pointing at Trevor.
Who?
Ah,
Off the
doesn't
bat.
count. Doesn't count. I gotta learn your names. Doesn't count.
Right.
Short jokes at Copper get you hero points now.
Yo,
No.
we should be maxed out at this point.
Right?
Dude, have you been reading the chat in Twitch? It's all short jokes.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
it's so.
Not only do all
Chat
of
has
us
all
have
the hero points.
extra hero points,
Chat
but
has
chat
hero
has
points.
hero points.
I told you I was going to be getting -10 to everything.
It's all good. We love you.
So he kind of pulls the cigar out of his mouth, and he he looks over and he's looking at everyone, and he looks and he goes, "Abadar only knows what sin I committed to deserve you bunch. But we've got work. We're given, and what we got to do. Do what you're told, learn from the veterans, and maybe you'll come out of this proper guards. But if I catch you shirking work or tarnishing the reputation of the precinct, I'll bounce you out of here so hard you'll land in Absalon Harbor. Clear?"
Crystal.
Yes,
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You
Yeah,
know
yes,
Crystal
sir.
was covered.
Here's your first assignment, you bunch of mugs. A bunch of dung-heeled wannabe adventurers are smashing up the Tipsy Tango. Clean it up, book them or fight them. Just don't goddamn kill anyone. He shuffles through some paperwork, and he looks around. "Well, you want me to hold your hands and get you out there? Get going, y'all are dismissed." And Sergeant Olo starts to push everyone out the thing. He's like, hurry up, everyone out. And
So,
then
yes, sir.
And Sergeant O is pushing you, and
Wait. I have one thing that's very important.
okay,
The cigar is still on the desk, is it not?
yes,
Okay. Can
this
I
is how
roll?
Zach
Can I
goes,
roll
to
pickpocket
jail.
to jack the cigar?
You're gonna roll to steal the cigar.
Oh God.
I'm thinking about it because I have pretty okay thievery.
What happened to the whole turning your life around thing you just said a few minutes ago?
I really like the cut of this man's jib and the look of the cigar. So there's
That's already
that.
been in his mouth?
Mm-hmm.
But it's
buy a new one. And
Hey, it
I
works for
want to
Bill and
know. I
Monica.
want to know what he's smoking. That way, I can smoke that too.
It works
Can't
for
just
Bill
go
and
out and
Monica,
ask him.
So
I don't think you do.
not worth it.
So we're all about to learn how Roll20 works. So
Yeah.
Roll it
Zach
in the
is
deep.
going to scroll down, and he's gonna look at his
Bring
thievery.
us all into that room if you could, so I can see it.
We all should all be on the same first page. There's no room
Oh,
because
okay, gotcha.
this isn't supposed to have anything happen. But yeah,
I see Sergeant Olio. Or
yeah.
Sergeant
Everyone
Olo.
should see Sergeant Olo, and on the front page you should also see the lieutenant.
Yeah.
With his big old breastplate that has the symbol of Absalom, which kind of looks like the Eye of Horus with wings attached to the eye.
Beauteous wings.
So he's this fat guy?
Yes, that is the sergeant.
Okay, very good.
Zach, you can make your thievery check if you want to.
Okay. So I do have pickpocket, which means I can steal or palm an object that's closely guarded without taking a -5 penalty.
Mm-hmm.
I
So you
would
can't
like to-
steal objects that would be extremely noticeable or time-consuming to remove, like worn shoes or armor or actively wielded objects. If you're a master,
Yes.
you can attempt. Okay. So I'm going to say you can try to steal it, but he is aware of where it is on his desk. So you're kind of reaching out onto this dude's desk to steal his cigar that he's sitting at.
Well, I would like to say with the commotion of him rifling through papers at his desk and us rushing past his desk to leave,
Mm-hmm.
it would be enough of a commotion that he's not actively paying attention to it.
Okay. You know what? Do you have a backup character?
Never mind.
I'm not trying to slow your roll. I'm just letting you know.
You're trying to steal from your boss. Your boss's
trying
boss,
to-
actually.
On the
Yeah, you're
very
stealing
first
from your
day.
boss's
Day.
boss. You're stealing from your boss first. You don't even know his name.
That's true. I don't even know his name.
He,
You know what?
he doesn't know your name, and
Yep.
you don't know his name, and
He just
yet you're
told
trying to
us
steal
that
from him.
basically we're expendable.
All right.
So
all right.
just
So you
as
can-
FYI.
No. I want
Grossback,
him.
no,
Don't.
Grossback.
He's a grown man. Zach can make a choice, and he could roll. He could roll in that 20 and beat my perception DC.
Oh God. Oh God.
Of a
I'm not going
lieutenant.
to force you to do it. You could say, listen, I thought about it. It was kind of silly. I'm going to move away from doing that. Or you could say, you know what? I'm going to go with what I said. And that's true.
You know what? I think I may have jumped the gun.
Okay.
So
Maybe on day two. Maybe on day two you can try.
maybe tomorrow.
I'm-
maybe tomorrow.
I'm just
Maybe they-
gonna, I'm
maybe they
just gonna
do.
point out there is a whole character page for this dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
He's
it's not
on
like-
the cover of the book.
And he's on the
He's
cover
on
of the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah,
But
but
he's so fat they can't put him anywhere else.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
let him do
exactly.
Why
Exactly.
do we even stop him? Just let him do it.
I will
Nope,
say
too
this.
late.
I will say this.
Already thought about it.
I'll give you this. He only has a plus 17 perception.
Nah,
Dang it.
only without rolling.
Yeah. Well,
Without
no.
roll.
So that also means that it's a 27. So I have to crit
Mhm.
to actually.
So Morgan's
That's-
gonna walk out of the room.
And that's
Yeah.
I don't want to
Okay.
be there. For
yeah, I've
that.
already gone out of the
All right.
room.
I'm walking out of the room.
Sabius watches all of this intently.
Savius is like, what is this little guy doing?
I'm fighting with my inner demon. Shut up.
I was intrigued by your actions. I wanted to see where they would go.
Maybe tomorrow. I don't know.
Maybe
What?
tomorrow.
What about tomorrow?
Nothing.
He's
Let's
There
go.
is no tomorrow.
he's maybe tomorrow. So
Whoa.
oh
I'll come back.
Oh, I lost you.
bye.
It's the lead.
I think it only stops me when I'm in the middle of a conversation. Thanks, Discord. I love you.
I like that. Salute. Hamster salute. I like it, Blaze.
Take a drink, chat.
Oh, take a
Oh
drink.
no.
Yes!
If we
Yes!
play the disconnect
Yes!
Trevor game, someone might die.
Every time I get disconnected, apparently.
Anyway,
Who did we lose?
I'm
We're
back.
Are we all
We're good.
back?
We're
Are we all
back, we're back.
we,
good.
we lost no
We're
one.
good.
And we're all out of the office.
Yes, without stealing.
Who was stealing? I don't know what you're talking about. Were you stealing?
The DM can talk directly to you.
Yes,
It's the
That
voice of
fourth
God
wall.
in your head.
That fourth wall is.
it's the fifth wall.
The
At
fifth
this
wall.
So,
All right.
you guys are gonna be heading over to Tipsy Tango. Now, if anyone would like to make kind of like a
Knowledge
society
check?
check or something like that, you can.
Yeah.
Most,
Mhm.
if not everyone, should know kind of about what's going on in this area or about the area.
Yep.
So quick like tutorial on what's going on. Society you can use for it kind of works for the area. And it picks up on clues and information that you're trying to understand. So Ryder got an 11, Neil Lock got a 12. So if you're on roll 20, you're trying to figure out, you have your character page open and you just kind of click society and it should just auto roll for you.
I have zero
Savius,
society.
yeah, Savius got a
Rolled a 10.
Well,
10.
I got
if
a
exactly
zero.
balanced, as
Yeah.
all
I
things
got
should
a
be.
0. Let's see how bad it could
There
be.
you go. Oh, Tina Morgan
Yeah,
got a
that's not
24.
bad.
I believe she might have crit with that one.
Nope.
I
Nope,
know
it's not even a
everything.
crit.
Child prodigy
Yes.
wins.
So what happens if you have a feat or something that does that? Child
What, me?
prodigy? Yeah.
Hold on, I made notes here.
Mhm.
Of course I did because I'm me. If I'm doing a deception, diplomacy, or intimidation check, I get a +1.
Oh, okay.
That I don't think is any of those
part
things.
of the
That's part of the prodigy. Yeah.
the prodigy background.
I
Got
get
it.
that too.
This is
This is for if you're talking to other learned guards from that
Yep.
district and with academics such as librarians and scholars. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's from the
'cause
background.
society is
Yeah.
an int roll, so she's just a very high int.
High end character as a witch.
And I rolled
there.
pretty well.
Yeah, so you got a 24. So
Yeah, I rolled a
tips-
natural 17, so yeah.
yeah. So the
How's
Tipsy
it?
Tango in this area, while it's called the Tipsy Tango, isn't run by a Tango. It's actually run by a halfling. And she is pretty awesome. Her name is Bellberry Breckenridge. And she's very friendly. Just all around a nice person, always has a bright grin, always willing to listen to someone. Works a lot with adventurers in the city and when they come through. And she's just always nice and very friendly. No one's ever had a bad thing to say about her. So you know that, Morgan.
Mhm.
And
Do I know like where it's in the Precipice Quarter or it's somewhere?
yes, it's in
Okay.
this area. So
Okay.
most of your missions are and stuff are going to be taking in the
Mhm.
Radiant Festival area.
Okay.
With that being said, Sergeant Olo, bids everyone adieu and says, please have a safe day out there. And just remember to uphold your oath that everyone took when joining the Edgewatch and try and do your best. Also, if you have time, please go visit the quartermaster, Felix. And he usually has goods that he can what you say?
Out-
Excuse me, Trevor.
Outfit.
Outfit.
Yes, outfit some of the agents. You just have to requisition them and fill out some forms, and yeah, you could use them. If you get confused, he's in the basement area where we keep all the stuff we confiscate in the locker, and he's down there.
Nice.
You said Felix?
Felix, yes, that's his name.
Quartermaster.
Felix Frankfurter.
We'll visit this Felix and be ready for our adventure. All right.
So, are you guys gonna?
Yeah,
Head
let's head
out?
to Felix.
Awesome. So, heading over to, you guys are gonna go visit Felix.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool. So heading down, you guys head out over to the basement area, passing different guards. And you go down and you actually have to show your badges to 3 guards that are stationed outside the confiscation room entranceway. 2 of them are very large, and the third one just kind of has a notepad and takes down everyone's name as you enter. The 2 large guards, one is maybe has orc ancestry, isn't exactly a half orc, but you might guess maybe their grandfather or maybe their mother or father might have been a half orc. So they're
Quarter
fairly
orc.
large.
Quarter orc?
A
He's
quarter
quarter
orc.
orc.
Quarter orc.
He's a quarter orc.
Quarter orc. And the other one is just a
Quarter orc.
very large human. Just very big, brolicky human. Think like
Yeah,
Arnold
there's a lot of-
Schwarzenegger.
There's a
And
big,
Balin?
a lot of big dudes.
Yeah. Actually, the quarter orc is female, and the one taking notes is female also. They just guards.
Yeah.
And they let you in, they have your names, and you guys go in. You see the locker where everything's kept. There's a bunch of different cool things in there. One looks like a giant cannon from a ship is in there. Just all different random items are just locked up in there. And at the end of the hallway, you actually see and hear a boom, and you see kind of smoke coming out from a door. And the door kind of opens, and out steps this halfling, curly, well, mostly all there, curly blonde hair, big old mutton chops, and is coughing just like and there's smoke coming out from the hallway and from his room. So what?
Okay.
And then he kind of waves to everyone. He goes, "Oh, what's going on?"
Here you go.
You're ordered to the
Felix,
quartermaster for requisitions.
I'm Felix. How can I help you?
You okay there, guy?
Just one of my adventures didn't go right. How can I help you?
All right. But this guy what this guy said, requisition and stuff.
Requisition? What can I offer? Let me see. Why don't you come on in?
We'll follow him in.
So following him in, the room is a mess. There's actually no good place to sit. Imagine, if you will, think of like a workshop. There's bits and pieces of half-built items, unbuilt
my
things.
job.
Excuse me?
Oh, my job. Cool.
Yeah. Just all different items every which way, tools all over the floor.
Morgan looks visibly uncomfortable with this whole situation.
And it is a mess in there. And so he looks and he says, how can I help you guys? Well, what is everyone looking for?
So I look around the room, right? And I just I look on the floor and I look directly, at Felix and I go, wow, this room looks like a bomb went off.
And
That's what that noise was.
Mhm.
it
And I
says,
look
"Oh,
immediately back at whatchamacallit, at what's your character's name again?
Ryder.
Ryder?
Yes.
Write that down. There we go.
Our names aren't also on our underneath our pictures, so that throws me off.
One second. And I go, this one is correct. Was that actually a bomb? And if so, may we requisition it?
not working right now. I gotta fix it." But yeah. So I have all these. I'm actually working on this snare. And then he kind of like rummages through some stuff and he picks it up, and it kind of looks like a crossbow. And on one end of it, imagine a crossbow, but like at the very end of the crossbow is like a muzzle from like one of those Pilgrim cartoons, like the giant blunderbuss muzzle.
Oh, just yeah.
Gotcha.
And he's like, this is a snare. You could fire it, and it shoots net way farther than normal. So if you were to throw a net, you could just shoot this net, and it'll hit your target and it'll catch them. But sadly, it's only one use, and then you got to reload. Yeah, I if you're going out there, this usually helps. This is like one of the more popular items.
Go, splendid. May I borrow it?
Sure. You just have to sign it out. And he pulls out like a notebook and what is it called? The
Ledger.
a ledger, and half of it's burnt. Some of the papers are like torn out, and he's like, "Here, please sign."
Okay. So I look up to him and I get excited to sign. I go, wait, is there anything else of value or usability?
Well, yeah, I mean, I
Can I
also
detect magic?
sure.
I was just gonna do that.
Yeah, so there is magic in the room. There's a few things that are magical. I'm trying to load them up right now, using all my internet points for this one.
All the internet points.
Morgan's just gonna start to idly like sort of organize,
stuff
pile
together.
things together. Just like a little bit at a time, like just like you're bored, and then it's gonna just gradually grow the longer they're in the room. So she's not even asking permission. She's just taking it upon herself to start organizing stuff.
Nice. So Trevor and Morgan, you do notice that there is
How did you get my name right?
you know,
He said it like three
just
times.
said
Like,
it,
all right.
3 times. I'm sorry. So
that's good.
Morgan and Ryder, you
There you go,
notice evocation magic coming off of kind of in the back, in like a box area. There's evocation magic on there, and it's fairly powerful. Not like super like, oh my god, it's over 9,000, but it's just, it's strong enough. And he's kind of like acting like, oh, so what's everyone looking for?
Okay. So question before we go deep into this.
Mhm.
Do we have any of our normal weapons, or do we have to requisition them from Felix?
So when you're leaving, all your stuff will be given to you.
Gotcha. Fantastic. Okay.
Oh, like we grab it out of the locker and stuff.
Yeah, like you guys will
Okay.
go to your locker and grab it.
Nice.
I'm gonna hop off of Esper,
way?
and I'm gonna yeah. Well, probably. I'm gonna head back towards the that
Where the
glowing
magic is.
yeah,
Foot
the
Locker?
evocation. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, those are that's my junk pile. And you kind of open it up, and inside is a potency crystal and the wolf fang talisman.
Ooh.
And he's like, yeah, that stuff never works. I don't even know why I bother making those things. They're terrible.
I don't know that wolf thing looks kind of pretty.
He's like, yeah, I they never work out right. But this, and then he kind of like he hefts the net launcher into Savia's hands. He's like, that always works. I trust that with my life.
Gotcha. So I look at it. I inspect the bottom. I inspect the top. I look directly into the muzzle, Right.
And he's like, "Oh, don't point that at
Don't
yourself."
do that.
And he kind of like moves it away. And he's like, does anyone know how to use crossbows?
Not at all.
He's like, I am quite inept in a crossbow.
No, you pointed the bad part at your face.
The bad part at the good part.
As I said, inept.
And he's like, maybe you shouldn't take this. And he starts to like put it back.
And he goes, as you said, I will follow instructions. I will point this part at those that need to be captured. And I'm like waving it around the room, like at everyone.
I immediately take it from him. Sorry.
And he starts to put it down, like tries to point it away. He goes, let's not fire that thing in a closed area. You don't want to fire it now and have to reload. It takes quite some time.
How much time?
It's 3 actions to reload.
For a second, I thought you were going to say 3 hours.
Do they have to be consecutive actions?
Yes, you have to waste an entire turn to reload
it.
Oh, it's like the gun that Beth Ann had.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm stealing that.
Got it.
Works.
That worked though.
Mhm.
So yeah. So I am trained in the use of weapons like that.
Yeah, it's a crossbow. So if you're trained in simple weapons, you should be trained in crossbow.
Yeah, I'm trained, but you know,
Okay.
I've never seen a crossbow with a muzzle on it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
and if
silencer.
I haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure Savius hasn't seen it. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, and it's a really cool looking crossbow. It's got like copper plating on it, and like and the back of it, it's very like it's like a canister, and it's like cold to the touch, and there are like tubes coming off of it, leading to kind of like the area that like shoots the net out.
Gotcha. Ooh, I really do like this. And you know what? I will take good care of this, Sir Felix, and I will make sure I point this end at those that need to be captured. I promise you.
Oh,
As my word, as an Erlife, I will not harm myself or others intentionally.
it's like wonderful. I hope it comes in handy.
I don't know if I'm happy with that last word you used.
Intentionally?
Or, well, more perturbed, if anything. Oh, God.
Oh, trust, Sir Copper. I will not point it at you, so you have nothing to worry about.
Okay.
I look at which is for Felix. I take
Felix.
the pen and I sign the ledger like a super fancy Savius.
Dope. Getting text messages.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So that's really all he has currently. So just so everyone understands, Felix is the quartermaster. Every time you kind of go back to him after every day, he'll always have like a talisman, useful talisman, sometimes oils, mostly one-shot items that you can requisition from him, and then a fancy doodad that he creates. All these fancy doodads will be going up on our Patreon, and they should be. I'm still working them out, but they should theoretically be system neutral. So if you want to use it in Pathfinder 2nd Edition or with any other D20 system, it should work out for the most part. So that'll be cool. So this is the Blunder Net Bust.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Likey.
So it does have a reload time, and Felix does give you a second net to use.
Gotcha. So I'll strap the blunder. What is it? Blunder what?
Blunder Net Bust.
It's a netter bus.
It's a nether bust. That's a better name. We're
There
going
you
with that.
go.
Netter bus.
Nether bust. The net actually comes from the Advanced Player's Guide, and you can use it on its own or attached to a rope when
Netter
attached.
bus?
Yeah, no, not the nether bust, the net item. You can use the net to grapple a medium or small creature about 10 feet away. This makes it up to 30 feet. So you can fire the net
Ooh,
up
nice.
to 30 feet. You can continue to grapple to keep your hold on the target so long as the target remains 10 feet of you. So it's attached to a rope. So it kind of shoots out this net and then it's on a rope. So you can like hold them in.
Is there a little crank on it too?
Is there what?
A little crank on it too.
Yeah, on the side there's like a little crank that you can.
Nice.
It makes the
It makes the noise. Yeah.
It makes a noise as you do it.
I like this.
And the crank does work. So this is basically Felix explaining it, but as me, the DM. And the crank, every time you crank it, you can make a check to kind of pull them 5 feet to you. And it's a athletics check. That you will be given a bonus. You'll have a bonus to that athletics check.
Ooh. I'm quite fond of this already.
And then you just kind of pull them 5 feet. And like I said, once you crank, it's like a fishing rod. Once you kind of got your fish all the way up to you, that's really it. The creature can try to make a number of attempts to escape, whatever. But it's a pretty cool item. Normally you can only throw the net about 10 feet. So this kind of gives you a 20-foot distance on it.
I approve.
Is anyone gonna claim that Wolfang necklace?
Talisman. I don't need it.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to give a shout out to the person who came up with Felix. Actually, was on our Facebook. No, on our Twitter. They hit us up. I was asking like, hey, I want to make a quartermaster. Does anyone have a cool concept? And they hit us up, and it was like the best one. I thought it was the coolest one. So I forgot who did it, but they came up with it. So I apologize. The voice of
We'll
God.
remember you.
Yeah, the voice of God will cover us.
AKA Steve.
The person you're looking for is John Reaping at Wamble on Twitter.
Hello, faithful listeners of Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gamed. Zach here with another batch of important updates, so stay tuned and we'll get right back into the action. Good news, everyone! Our Patreon is now back up and running. I know it's been like a month of not knowing what's going on, but we finally finished setting things up to show our transition into Season 2 of NVNG. By going to patreon.com/NVNG podcast, you can see just how we've switched things around. Let me just lay it all out for you right now. And just a forewarning, we've leaned in real hard to our New York roots. So now, you get some copper ingot voice as I read the Patreon tiers. Hi, I'm Copper Ingot, and I'm here to read some Patreon tiers for NVNG. So let's get to it. At the $1 slice tier, that's $1 for anyone outside of Brooklyn. Aside from a personal email from us thanking you, you also get access to join the ranks of supporters in our super fun, super cool, and super elite Discord channel. There you can chat with us outside of our game day, and hang out with everyone that we consider friends, which I guess means you too. At our Metro Card tier, which is definitely cheaper than the actual thing, you get a shout out from us live on air on Wednesdays during the mid-roll. And you gain access to our Patreon-only videos like GM Prep, Power Up with Fabio and Steve, bloopers, and more. At our Chopped Cheese tier, man, I really go for one right now as I'm recording this. Any question you may have for our resident Rules Lord Steve become top priority in our next Rules with Steve session. Sorry, but no starburst for stumping him this time. You also get access to our rotating player notes and character sheets, as well as an exclusive bi-monthly video series by our real-life rogue, Jeff. He'll dive deep into how to best make use of normal everyday items you may find lying around a dungeon, or your own pantry to be the best rogue you can be. When you become my guy, that's the next tier in case you didn't know, but you can be my guy if you wanna. You choose the pins that you get. Is the pin tier for certain, but as we grow, the options and the quality will also grow. At the Tims for My Hooligans tier, I'm not making this shit up, folks. I didn't write this. You get access to the MVNG shirt poll, and then twice a year, you also receive the first and second place shirts from that poll. Along with that, you also get a super personalized thank you video where the whole crew praises your glorious contribution to our cause. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it ain't, so deal with it. Now, forget about it, cause that's the next tier. Here at our highest tier, you get personal invitations to our bi-monthly Discord crew hangout. It's a super secret night at the Rusty Dragon Inn, where we chat, discuss games of all kinds, ask advice, poke fun at each other, or whatever you want. Just grab a drink and join us for an hour or so. On top of that, you also get a limited edition yearly NVNG coffee mug, or tea mug if that's your thing. But how is this so special, I hear you asking? Well, hold your asses for this one. These mugs of champions come with specially designed iron-on patches and specialized NVNG dice just for you. These are a one-of-a-kind present just for you, just to show how much we love and appreciate you guys. Oh yeah, before I move on, all tiers as you move up the ranks also include all the tiers underneath them, so why not spend some of your hard-earned cash on us, your favorite podcast? Now back to my normal voice. Last month, we introduced you to our new Nothing Venture, Nothing Gamed website. There you can find links to all of our episodes, cast bios, character bios, and links to all of our socials. You can find us on Facebook at Nothing Ventured, Nothing Game Podcast, and on Twitter and Instagram at MVNG Podcast. We're pretty active on our socials, and by we, I mean Tina, Trevor, and Jared, so go bug them there so that I don't have to. If you happen to listen to us on iTunes, I'd like to ask you to do something real quick. Just go over to our podcast main page, click subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and leave us a fun review that I can read out loud on the podcast. Oh, and while you're at it, go and share our stuff with your friends, because we would also like to be their friends. Don't forget to join us on Twitch at twitch.tv/MVNG Wednesdays around 8 p.m. for our bi-weekly campaign of Agents of Edgewatch, our monthly games of Call of Cthulhu, and whatever else we do every Wednesday. And I think that's gonna be it for now. We're glad you stuck with us through year 1 when we were learning how to podcast, because we wouldn't be here without you. So, if you got the time to hang out, even if we aren't in Sands Point anymore, you'll always be able to find us at the Rusty Dragon Inn, with drinks in hand and laughter in our hearts, as we roll some dice and give advice with a little bit of that New York spice.
AKA
So-
Steve.
So
Sorry,
if
I'm
no one
reading
else
a
is
book.
gonna claim it, Copper will actually take the Wolfang necklace and put it over his head. And start to wear it.
I thought you were just gonna wear it like a little tiara, like
Yeah. You know,
Over your
like
head.
it gotta look fancy. You know, no.
You might
No,
want to attach it.
Jared,
You
are
might
you
want
talking
to
about
attach it to
Odie?
the appropriate
Excuse
piece of
me?
gear.
Are you talking about Odie? Is
Me?
that the one who? Yeah, the one that from Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Odie.
Odie. Yeah, that was the person.
Odie!
Odie.
Odie,
Odie.
Odie writes.
No,
Thank
don't
you.
say it. Don't say it. Just
Oh, I thought we were saying it.
no. Odie was the one who gave us the idea.
The
The
name.
rest,
Okay.
the rest of it gives it away what he said or what they said. I don't.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll
Yeah,
pretend like I'm
exactly.
nothing. Other.
So this is when we met a game. We're like, let's look this guy up real
Pierce the
fast.
veil,
Yeah.
as I see into
Right behind
infinity.
the curtain. I want to know what's going
It's
on.
going to be like Foxglove. He's the big baddie at the end.
God.
We
Yes.
meet him on day 2, and he's the bad guy 13 months later.
Yeah. So I want to
Kill
put
him now! Kill him now!
the Nutter Buster right across my back.
Yep.
Put the extra net right on my bandolier.
Cool. Yeah, you could put that in your bandolier. So you'll just have to waste the entire round putting a new net if you miss.
Hey,
Somebody can assist him in using action, right?
Yes, aid
Save
will
actions?
aid. You can use your aid action to assist if you're on top of each other.
Gotcha.
Remember, the point of this campaign is to be using non-lethal means. Non-lethal. But let's not forget,
non-lethal?
there are situations where lethal will probably be necessary, such as the undead that I just explained earlier. Not peeking behind the curtain, but if you know Absalon lore, you'll know that undead is a problem for them.
You did mention that previously.
Yeah.
While Morgan is organizing things compulsively, am I finding anything that like stands out that might potentially be useful, or just
She's
old,
organizing.
historically interesting?
Do you have yeah, you actually find a really cool shimmering liquid.
Hmm.
Do you happen to have like an alchemy craft or anything in that vein?
Craft?
I mean, her dad's an alchemist.
So no. So
You know
no.
what? You know what? That is something I want people to start
I
using.
may not
which is
necessarily
the
be
I
like
know
trained in it, but I might have some like passive like
the like I know a guy.
interest.
The I
Yeah.
know a guy.
I know
can
a
I,
guy.
can I use my I know a guy card?
You're gonna play your I know a guy card. All right. So you're
Okay.
gonna play your I know a guy card, and it is your dad. And this
Okay.
is a level 1 item, so I'm not gonna like, ream you out for this one. But it is the Nectar of Purification. A shimmering liquid, nectar of purification, is often stored in bottles similar to those used for vinegar. The oil casts a first level purify food and drink spell over any food or drink onto which it is poured. The nectar evaporates as it takes effect, leaving the taste and texture of the food or drink unaltered.
I just kind of pick it up and dish it. Can I take this?
Yeah, I got that. I don't know what it does. I made it one night. I thought it would be vinegar. Wasn't vinegar. Then I thought maybe mayo, and it never tasted good on my sandwiches.
Well, let me try it out for you, and then I'll give you some feedback on how it works.
Made it with his fish and chips.
Oh,
Possibly.
fish and chips.
Damn, now I want fish and chips.
Right, though? Thanks, Trevor.
Word.
And then Morgan's just gonna ask, so what were you working on?
And so with
And
that,
kind
he's
of
like, oh, you're interested? All right. And he goes over and he pulls out from underneath his desk it just looks like a bunch of bolts kind of cobbled together. And he's like you could see like there are wires and stuff, and it's all smoking still. And he was like, I was hoping to make this. It would make an ear-piercing sound, and it would stop bad guys. They'd be like, ow, my ears, and not decide to do bad things. But I can't get it to work properly.
I have a question.
Can I? Yeah.
So the
Go ahead.
moment he pulls that out and starts getting hyper excited about whatever he's talking about, I leave. I don't have time for this. I have that look of this is going to take too long, and I walk out the door.
All right.
Can I do a crafting check to try and like see if I can find any like obvious solutions to this, or?
There's definitely not an obvious solution, but this is something you could probably work on during downtime.
Okay.
All right. So please make a note of that, Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Felix, I don't have to sign anything to take this necklace thing, do I?
You have to sign the ledger.
Okay, cool. I walk over and just put an X and then I leave.
He looks at it, he goes, someone sign better. No. And then he's like following him as Copper as you leave. He's like, no. And he's just saying no.
That's how we sign my name. That's how
Ryder will go over and just be like shaking his head and just be like, I will take care of it. Don't worry.
That's how I've always signed my name like this since I was a kid. No one told me how to spell things. So I was like, all right, that's how I spell Kappa Ingot. There you go, 2 lines.
Proper documentation is required for all removal of items.
Yes,
and
thank
also
you.
further paperwork.
Well, I wasn't really allowed to have items back in the other precinct, so.
And he just Felix shakes his head and then leans over to Ryder and he goes, back in. Teach him to write, then he can come in.
Mr. Felix, do you, since we have to account for everything that we take, do you happen to have a record of everything that you have in here?
I give that to the sergeant.
So how do you know where to find everything?
And he just points to his head.
Oh boy.
A record inside of your helmet. I approve. Not always effective, but I approve.
He's like, yep.
If you need help organizing this, I would love to assist. Be more than happy to help.
With that, Morgan, as you look down and Morgan, as you look down and Jeff, how do I say your character's name? Shakrundin. You notice that Ordo is chewing on something. Both of you notice that he's chewing, or
Ow.
Ordo is chewing on something.
No. Ordo, don't do that. Spit it out. Spit
And
it out
Ordo
right now.
like spits his mouth out, and it's like a rat. Like there was a rat, and Ordo got it.
Ooh.
Oh, no, we don't. Oh,
Your dog is quite attentive.
I really would consider it a privilege and an honor if you would let me organize this whole thing for you.
He's like, okay,
Please.
well, I would love to have an assistant.
Okay, done.
I look at Esper and I'm like, oh boy.
I feel like at this point, Neillock is down the hall.
He's done.
I'm waiting
Neillock
outside the door.
gone.
I properly sign out for the items that we took. And I guess we'll take the potency room as well. The potency crystal. I'm sorry, not rune.
Yeah.
Potency crystal as well.
Awesome. Just so everyone knows, if you guys are doing downtime, you can always go to Felix. And if you know how like with downtime works for crafting, we'll talk about this in more detail. But if you're looking for goods and stuff, sometimes he has it. So you don't have to like hunt it in the town. But you're also in a major city, so also not that hard to come by.
We might have to hunt in here because who knows where the hell anything is.
I mean, there's probably a Holy Avenger +3 in here somewhere.
It's a mess.
I'll work on it.
It's an absolute mess.
I honestly
However,
thought that
A treasure
moment
trove of
you
useful
said-
items.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, what happened, Steve?
No, so I honestly thought the moment you said, I'm going to help you organize, and I thought that his head would Felix's head would explode. It's like, organized? This is organized.
It is
and
organized.
In his head, it
it's-
is organized. He's like, I'll take her on this.
It's gonna be how I organize, where I don't ask where things go. I just put them in a place that makes sense for me. So he's gonna have no say in where his shit goes right now.
Destroy everything.
He has no idea what he just let into his storage.
It's
This is now
Morganizing.
happening.
Morgan's Law, baby.
Morgan's Law.
Morgan's Law.
Morganizing. That's the term.
I like it.
All right. So I thank Felix. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
He's
Sir
like-
Felix.
Thank you for visiting. Have a good day.
We'll be back for more.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
And he kind of waves and he starts to usher everyone out. And then as you look down the hall, you see Copper and Nillock just kind of standing at the end of the hall looking grumpy and disgruntled.
Yo, Neillock.
Oh, I
that
went to go
guy
find my
was
gear.
I thought you were going to wait for them.
Oh, no.
Oh no, he did not.
Oh no.
I mean, I'll come back for them before. I'm not just going to leave, but I would. Basically, I was hoping like, if I had enough time, by the time they get back, I'm like fully in gear, like ready to go.
Copper, would you want to do that too?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him walking down the hall, so I guess I'll go after him too.
Awesome.
He knows what he's doing.
So Neillock and Copper kind of head to the showers and their locker rooms.
Oh, is that kind of
There
adventure
you go.
today?
And the locker
Excuse
rooms
me,
are
I'm a married man.
they're kind of in the same area, and they're all everything is unisex. And so you kind of go in and you're able to go to your lockers where you had your items brought here and stored from your old post. And
Fantastic.
on your character sheet, everything that you sent me is now on your character sheet. Those of you who have to go to the Foot Lockers,
I'll survive later.
yeah. X Wiz X him if he has any items that bring him joy or not. Just hold it. This item brings me joy. This item brings me joy.
Mhm.
So the rest of the party, I guess, would start to go re-equip themselves.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Okay. And that's where everyone's gonna kind of meet up at that point. And you guys can head out to the Tipsy Tengu unless you want to do some more stuff within the police
Well, I'm
station.
assuming the bar
Starts-
fight has been going on for about 35 to 40 minutes at this point. So
Well, it is a bar fight.
most likely people are dead or gone. Usually fights don't go 35 minutes. So I'm assuming that fight's done.
It's a Tipsy Tengu. It continues. It's always
It
a
just
constant
happens.
battle. It's a constant battle.
That place is a cesspool of violence.
The struggle
Let's
is real.
go
Mhm.
and
So-
stop it.
Then shouldn't it be condemned? If it's that bad all the time, shut it
Not
down.
our
I only
jurisdiction.
wish.
but
It
we
makes a
will
lot of
look into
money.
it.
How do we know that?
Well, I spend
I would know how much money it
I
makes.
spend some coin there, so I would know it makes some money. So there you go.
All right.
So you guys gonna head off to the Tipsy Tango? So heading to the Tipsy Tango, let me activate this on roll 20.
Wonder Twin Powers, activate.
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 Ice Bridge.
Hey. Yeah, so we now have roll 20, and I'm super amped about roll 20 because I found that it was difficult for some of our players at the end when we were doing these epic battles. That it was just they, not saying Theater of the Mind is great, but I felt that with all their abilities and stuff, they could have used a map or visual. So we went to roll 20, and yeah, we're using roll 20.
Right.
It's pretty fast and easy for how we want to play with it. So yeah.
So I'm sorry. How do I get rid of all of the? There's just gigantic squares with all of our names on it, covering what I'm supposed to be looking at. How do I get rid of that?
What?
Settings.
Oh,
Settings.
you're talking about the
It's on the
people's names.
side.
Yeah, the names.
Yeah, everyone has a gigantic cube
Yeah,
with
so
their
on the
faces
right
and stuff.
on the right hand side where the chat is, you'll see a bunch of icons at the top.
Yeah.
One of them is a gear. Click on the gear, and one of those items, this is game settings. This is player avatar size. Change that to names only.
Only, yeah. It's you should see where it says game settings. It should say
game settings,
colors.
regular
You see the color bar?
names only. Gotcha.
Yeah, names only. Yep.
All right, very good.
So
rules with Steve and troubleshooting with Steve.
Sure, yeah.
That's it.
Is the map supposed to be dark?
No.
Oh, I see nothing but blackness.
Darkness.
Hello, darkness, my own
Is
friend.
darkness.
Yeah, I see.
I think that's
Hello.
me, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Hello,
Shadow of
darkness,
War.
my old friend.
Is that working now? Can everyone see stuff?
No,
I'm
I just
gonna
see what's in my
refresh.
line of sight right now.
You should
Yeah, I
only
see
see
us.
what
That's what you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to
I
see.
see.
Okay, yeah,
I
so that's
see
fine.
our tokens.
You should see your tokens, yes. So, walking through the streets, the Radiant Festival is going on. Everyone's having a grand old time. You guys make your way to the Tipsy Tango. As you're getting there, a well-dressed man with an ornate cane and bold blue eyes rushes the group of guards. Ah, there you are. The city's finest, come to deliver us from the curls and belligerents. He lowers his voice conspiratorially and adds, honestly, I never allow their sort into my hotel. But poor Bellberry thought they'd add flavor, and they certainly have. And at this point, you notice that he kind of has like a massive welt on his face, and he has like a bloody nose. And next to him is a half orc, and she seems to be tending to him. And he pushes his hand out, and whoever's in lead, so he's kind of trying to shake the first guard's hand, the closest guards. So
I'll shake his hand.
Savius, right?
Yep.
So
I go,
Savius
greetings. I am Savius.
says, "Greetings, my friend. My name is Hendred Pratchett, proprietor of the Dreaming Palace. This is my associate, Ralso." And he kind of points to the half-orc woman. We thought we'd come down here and enjoy a quiet night of dinner and drinks before opening day of the festivities. So much for rest and relaxation, though. And with that, a cup comes crashing through a glass window, and you can hear rowdy sounds coming from inside the tavern. And then he kind of like sees that happen. He goes, "Right then, I'll let you be about it." And then him and Ralso kind of head off. So they're gonna leave.
Gotcha.
Kind of
As
deja
they walk
vu.
by, I go, well met. And I just wave as they walk away. I
He
look
was the
back at
proprietor of where?
The Dreaming Palace, and he has a busted nose, and she was kind of taking care of him.
This happened before at another tavern.
In another life.
In another life. I remember a cup going through the window.
I noticed how Jared moved us all in a nice position for what's up with that.
Fireball.
Fireball.
So
if we get hit with a fireball at level 1, we deserve it.
Yeah. So who's going to be heading in?
Okay.
Oh, I cracked my knuckles and I'm already walking towards the entrance. I don't see the entrance.
right. So heading down the stairs,
Stairs.
Ah, thank you.
you guys head into the tavern, and there's stairs.
Hell yeah.
And
Did we get in? Oh, I can't
Got
get it. Oh, haha.
Fabio just
Oh.
keeps moving his character on top of people.
Just juking. Oh,
There we go. The interior of the Tipsy Tengu is a mess of tipped over chairs and spilled drinks. A motley group of drunken adventurers is a clear cause of chaos. A dwarf bruiser wearing a horned helmet, a sloppy elf in robes, and an armored human in a leather-clad halfling.
Mm.
And what you see as you enter Copper is all these people are kind of like going about their thing. In the bottom right hand of the tavern, next to the bar, you will see the dwarf, and there seems to be a person knocked out on the floor, a woman, a large man, and another person has like a cane, and they're kind of surrounding the dwarf, and the dwarf is like, come on, who wants some more? And over in the left, all the way in the left, you would see the elf in robes and the leather and the human priest are sitting at a table near a fireplace next to a bearskin rug, and the elf seems to just be like sobbing uncontrollably. Down the center of the room is a halfling, and the leather-clad halfling is kind of in a conversation, and it's like, no, I didn't touch anything. And the person's like, so then where is it? And he's like, I don't know what's going on. You can't blame me. So what would everyone like to do?
Okay.
If I would like to handle the guy who seems to be fighting with the air. I think I could tackle that situation pretty well.
As soon
I'd
as
like
you
to-
say tackle that situation, I'm like,
I
Maybe
mean,
not
obviously,
physical.
I mean, I'm not gonna throw the first punch, but if it comes to it, I can. But I'm a guard of the Edgewatch. I'm an agent of the Edgewatch. I will do my best to honor this badge.
I announce our presence.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
There you go. You know, being a guard, probably announcing your presence would make more sense.
There you go.
Steve, announce your presence.
It's like guards of Absalon. What is the commotion here?
And with that, a halfling woman runs up to you and says, Those guys, the adventurers, they're causing chaos in here. We need help. Can you please stop them? And
Is there any active fighting happening right now?
There's a man laid out on the floor next to the dwarf,
So he ain't fighting no more.
and in front of the dwarf is like this very burly ship dockhand, and a woman to the right of the dwarf, and the dwarf's like, come on, yeah, I'll bust you all in the face. This one had it coming, tried to take my drink. And the ship hand's like, listen, like, we don't want this kind of trouble in here. You need to calm down. And he's like, nah, y'all a bunch of pansies.
So that's this guy here. And
yes,
what's
this
the other guy? Oh, and that guy. Okay, that's okay.
That's the dwarf. Yeah, the
There's
dwarf.
people there?
Oh yeah, there's tons of people everywhere. This is a tavern. This
Yeah, on my map, it looks deserted and dark.
Yeah,
What?
same.
You guys,
I don't
Mine
think
does
they're
not
in
look like
there
that.
yet. I think.
I see 0 people.
What?
Can you move us just in a little bit? I think that's
Yeah, if they're in the back, they may not see the whole room.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
what a difference.
Yeah,
I was
Jeff's
staring,
still-
yo,
Jeff's
Savior
still in
was
the
staring at the
hallway.
door. Like, it's dark in here.
I'm looking, I'm like, it's dark and there's nobody here. So it's either ghosts fighting or, invisible
Could be.
people fighting.
Ghost
All right.
fighting.
Yeah, I would like to handle the dwarf situation. I think I can do some good there.
So how would you like to handle that? So Copper kind of rushes up to where the dwarf is.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Agents of Guards of Absalom here. You're causing a ruckus. We're gonna need to ask you to put your drink down and step outside.
I want to give Copper backup
Okay.
and also tend to the wounded person on the floor
Okay.
that literally has like the running man position.
Yeah, they are
But
not
is lying on the ground.
So you get close.
Yeah.
So Copper, you kind of rush up and Savius follows. And the dwarf is like, what's this? Who called the guards? Y'all can't handle me by yourselves.
I think we
I
can.
woke up as well.
Okay.
I think we can, sir.
There's
So
hiding behind the badge because y'all can't hack it in a fair fight, can y'all?
I didn't say that. I have the badge, and that's my prerogative. Your prerogative is following the law.
Okay. And with that, you now the rest of the party, Tina, Trevor,
Who?
and Jeff. I will
Who?
learn your names. Everyone get off. You can see that you could see the halfling and these two other patrons that are surrounding the halfling, are like arguing with this halfling. And they're like, give it back. Just give it back. It was my mother's heirloom. I don't care. And the halfling's like, I don't got it. I don't know what you're talking about. Just blaming me because what? I look like a rogue? Oh, yeah. Let's blame the halfling with the hood, right? Oh, I can't walk around with a hood on.
So I turn to the halfling, right? And I go, sir, please stay calm. Explain the situation.
Right. So Savius leaves the guy beat up on the floor.
Oh, that's a different. Oh, I thought it was the same guy. My
No,
bad.
it's a whole different situation.
That's this group here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can I cast detect magic on the person and see if anything pops up? The halfling.
On the halfling?
Mm-hmm.
Does the halfling have anything magical?
I'm just curious if the thing in question is a magic item.
My bad. I didn't know. Oh, and also, side note, I did not know that was. I thought it was the same one that we were talking to.
No, you guys are dealing with the dwarf.
Gotcha. So the person on the ground. So that's the one thing I wanted to figure.
The person on the ground is
do they have a
the
pulse?
running man.
Yeah.
They're the ones got knocked out.
Gotcha. Are they? Do I see a pulse?
Yes, they're knocked out. They're breathing. They has a black eye by Trevor.
Gotcha.
Damn it.
Zach left and I get wounded.
Do you sense there is no magic coming from anyone?
Okay. No magic in the room. Okay, so the guy that's drunk yelling at Copper, that was the one that I wanted to talk to and have him explain.
Is that this one or this one?
That's this one. This
Okay.
guy, the dwarf.
Mm-hmm. The dwarf. There we go.
The dwarf.
So, Sir Dwarf, please explain your side of the story.
It's like the name's Bolar.
And I go, pleasure to meet you, Bolar. I'm Savius. And I stick my bandaged hand out to him.
And then he kind of like swats it away. He goes, what kind of plague do you have?
That's
And I
assaulting
go-
a guard of Absalom, sir.
And I go,
I didn't
no.
assault anyone.
So I go, sir, please stay calm. As I said, not a plague. And I just go, burns, terrible burns, all over my body. Now, as I said before, it sounds like something happened, and you feel like your side of the story was not heard. I'd love to hear it.
Says, well, I come back from a day of adventuring, and then all of a sudden, this guy on the floor comes over and bumps into me, knocks my mug of ale over, and now, what do I gotta do? I gotta lay him out. Them's the rules. Snitches get stitches.
I look to both Copper and to Neelock, and I go, snitches do get stitches. And I look back at the dwarf and I go, I understand your plight. Things happen, but I'm pretty sure it was a misunderstanding. And clearly your point was made. Can we settle this in a calm, peaceful manner? And I do that with like the smile, like in between the bandages. Even though he can't see my face at all,
Yes.
It's like just eyes.
I mean, since
I try to smile with my eyes.
yes, you smize as it's called, as I
Smize.
understand.
Yes.
I feel like we all understand that now a lot better since COVID.
Yeah. Smizing.
Smizing. So that's happening. What would Morgan, Ryder, and Boom Chicka Pop would like to do?
Until
Until I learned Jeff's name.
I wrote it down and I know
it's gonna be Boom Chicka Pop.
Yeah, names never stay the same. That's why I was like, I
Chad,
shouldn't even make names for characters anymore. It's like, just call me Jeff. It's easier.
Chak
Rundeen.
Chakrundeen. Okay, Chakrundeen. What would you guys like to do? Does
Chaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan was my mother.
Ah.
Nice.
Whoa.
Whoa, what the hell just happened there?
What? I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's
All
pushing
right.
buttons.
Who's pressing buttons?
What happened? Not
Chuck
guilty.
Norris.
Oh.
It's time for the move.
All right, so I'm going to move up to this halfling dealing with these two people.
Okay, cool.
And Ryder will
moving-
follow with him
Cool.
on Esper.
All right. I'll just move the two Utes.
The
Puppies
elf
in.
was the one crying, right?
Yes, the elf is crying.
Okay.
Tina, Morgan is actually standing next to like a bard singing a song. I didn't notice that you were next to the bard. So
Nice.
there's a bard just like wailing in your ear.
I'm gonna move. I'm just gonna move a little bit closer to the fireplace
Cool. So
and
you
just
get
try
to-
and see. Can I hear is the elf saying
Why is the
anything while
elf
they're
crying?
crying?
The elf
Yeah.
is just sobbing into their drink. And it's like, I can't believe I lost her.
Oh, boy.
Sorry, I just find that funny. I'm sorry.
That's
Okay.
terrifying.
That's above your pay grade, boo.
Okay.
Yeah, these people need mental help, not the police.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't get paid for that.
Nope.
Yeah.
And then the human sitting next to him is like chugging their ale and is like, don't worry, Runkles will be fine. We just got a drink for Kate and Kaylin. Let's celebrate our victory. And she's like, what victory? Runkles.
And I just kind of like saddle up next to her and I go,
Oh, man.
who's Runkles?
And then she kind of like looks over at you and, you know, it's like, Runk, best friend. And then the human's like, I thought I was your best friend. And she's like, shut up, you ass. Runkle is my familiar.
Oh, okay. You had a familiar. I'm so sorry. I know what that's like. I have one with me. Do you want to meet mine?
And then she kind of like drinks deep of her little wine glass. And she's like, sure.
So I kind of call Ordo over and he kind of like sits in her lap and like, you can pet him if you want.
So Ordo rolls up and kind of like snuggles up onto the elf.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of reaches out and she's like, oh, that's so sweet of you. And she's like petting Ordo. And she's like, my name is Muriel. Oh, Greyleaf.
Mural?
Muriel. And
Okay.
that's my companion, Athro. And Athro's like, yep, I'm Athro. Apparently I'm an ass.
Huh?
If you say
Nice
so.
to meet you. What brings you here?
My companion died while we were adventuring. And I just needed a drink to take the edge off, you know? And then she's like stroking Ordo like vigorously. And Ordo's like looking at you like being a good pup, but is like, make this stop. Make her stop, mom.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. That's it.
That's it. Like, I'm sorry.
You're really sorry there, buddy.
Look at that.
What's Zuko saying, Avatar? That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, her charisma is like a 0. So
That's rough, buddy.
So that's rough, buddy. So she's like, oh, Ordo is such a good pup.
Yep.
I miss my familiar. My familiar was such an amazing raven. Always found the best stuff.
Oh, and I kind of like sort of because I have some necklaces of like little animal skulls, so I just kind of slowly cover the raven skull so she doesn't see it.
All right, she's gonna make a quick save, but she's at like a -5 because she's strong.
Mm-hmm.
So
Here comes a nat 20.
is that not 20? All right, so D20 -5. Yeah, she's blind singing drunk. I got a 4.
Okay.
So you're able to cover it without her noticing.
Yep. We're just gonna. She's got her long white hair. She's just gonna like
Just like lean
cover
it.
that. Like, oh, it was a raven. I have a dead raven skull right here. We're just gonna cover that baby up.
Make believe that's not there.
Nope.
Now switching over to the halfling and
All right, so these are two
Chakra-
people with him, right?
So the 2 people next to the halfling are accusing the halfling of stealing something. Chakrundine and Ryder, you kind of move up, and the crowd is making their way for allowing Ryder's summon to come through because it is a medium-sized creature. So
it's a gold dragon.
It's
also a gold. It's also a gold dragon.
So it's a medium-sized dragon. So Ryder just kind of like rolls up on the dragon with a half orc, just looking as hard as possible.
Nope.
And what do you guys do?
What seems to be the trouble here?
So the 2 people first like look and they notice that you're in guard regalia, and they're like, officers, he stole this little halfling stole something. I don't know what they had to be him. How to be this halfling? Sorry,
calm down, sir. Calm down.
The halfling is supposed to be. I apologize for this. The halfling is a agendered halfling. So
Agendered.
Agendered. So non-gendered. I'm assuming, right? Like that's that flammable is flammable.
What?
Asexual.
Well, what did he take?
All right, we'll deal with it.
What do you believe that he took?
And
They. The pronoun is they. You're
They.
looking for.
they took.
Yeah.
Sure.
And they the people are like, my mother's engagement ring. And the woman's like, yeah, this halfling definitely took it. And the halfling's like, I didn't do nothing. And the halfling, they have their hands up and they're like,
I say describe this ring.
Well, it's a silver band, and inside is an inscription that's in Elvish is written and it says, I love you forever.
Okay.
I say, well, halfling, we're going to have to search you to make sure you do not have this item.
So the halfling steps back towards like the table and is like, whoa. You can't just search me. I'm telling you, I don't have it. They probably lost it. They were fighting. They were having an argument. I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know why I got blamed. It's because of the hoodie. I'm blaming the hoodie.
If you don't have it, then empty your pockets for us.
So the halfling willingly, like,
I will exonerate you, sir. I
will empty my pocket without any problems. The halfling, they reach into their pocket and they pull out like a bunch of little trinkets and stuff and starts to put it on the round bar table behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear like clatters of coins and loose goods and trinkets. And the couple is like, see, this halfling can't be trusted. And the halfling's like, you need to calm down. I didn't take anything. If you would like to roll, like, so if you're trying to sense motive,
I am like actively watching him, her,
them.
Sorry,
them.
I'm 48. I don't know these things.
It's okay.
Yeah. All right. So I will watch them empty their pockets.
Yes.
Like
so
intently.
Do you
I'll be looking to see if they palm anything.
Yes. So you don't expert traveler, wild shape, blah, blah, blah. So normally for like a sense motive or
It's perception, basically, right?
Yeah, it's perception. So you can roll your perception against their sleight of hand DC if they are trying to hide anything from you.
I rolled terribly.
Oof. What did you get?
11.
Well then. Let me see what their sleight of hand DC is, which is just their
I'm sure
10
it's
plus
better
their
than
sleight of
11.
hand.
Their dex plus 10, correct?
Yeah, it's
There's
10 plus
sleight of
whatever
hand.
their sleight of hand check.
Yeah.
Plus
Whatever
the
their thievery
It'll
check
be
is.
Yeah.
Thievery
Yeah.
or stealth, I think, was one of the two.
I believe it's thievery.
Thievery.
Yeah, to palm
Yep, it's
something, I believe
thievery.
it's thievery. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I rolled terribly. I rolled
Um,
5 plus 6.
So the halfling, is just emptying their pockets. They're like, I don't have
That's
anything.
either
I told you.
right.
And nothing really appears there. Ryder, do you have
Yes.
anything? that you would
Did
like
I
to
say anything? Did I see him do anything shady?
add? You can make a perception check, and then we
I
can
did.
go off that.
15.
Oh, so you notice that the halfling, as they're emptying their pockets, it looks like they're kind of avoiding certain areas on their body. Like, as they're trying to remove stuff from their pockets, your best guess is they either hide something in their pockets that they shouldn't be using, or they are it's weird. It's just something's a little off.
Okay. What about this area? It's over here.
And you
And-
point to their pocket area.
Yeah. Well, I don't even point. Esper's very large tail, because
Uh-huh.
it's a gold dragon, literally lifts up and
Mhm.
points right to the area, and is no, I don't even do anything. I don't make any movement. It's the dragon's tail. The tip of it points towards the area that in question. What about that area over there? And I nod my head.
Oh,
So
look, we got a doggy now.
yeah, you have doggy powers. So the halfling looks at you and says, well, I don't really, that's everything in my pockets. I don't know what's going on here. And the couple behind them is like, no, I saw them take it.
Excuse me, if you would just things will be cleared up a lot easier if you emptied out everything that you're carrying, or you allowed one of the officers to frisk you.
Not going to let anyone touch me. This is ridiculous. I haven't done anything. And with that, we will bounce back over to the dwarf, who is being very
Dwarfy.
angry, who's being extremely dwarfy. So with the dwarf being disgruntled, right? So all of this is happening in a 6-second time span. You guys are dealing with
Mhm.
different situations. All of this is happening. What would Copper, Neolock, and Savius want to do?
Okay. So the last thing we did was we basically tried to I was trying to calm him down and
Mhm.
just trying to talk sensibly. I was like, hey, can we do this, in a peaceful manner? So I'm just, smizing and
Smizing?
trying to get him to just
Yes.
relax.
If you are attempting something, I would like to aid you in that attempt to schmize him or whatever. Copper
Would
chimes
you-
in with haven't you people ever heard of closing goddamn door? No. Yeah, I mean, listen to him. He may be covered in bandages and stuff, but he means well. Just calm down. You've had a day. It's not making it any easier. You're kind of ruining everyone else's day too. If you just calm down, you'll be okay. We're not here to hurt you or to ruin your good time. We're just here to help everyone. And that is an aid roll, I guess. So what would this be? Diplomacy? Aid?
Diplomacy.
All
And
right, I get a
Savius,
plus
please roll
2.
diplomacy.
You got it.
I get a +2 to aid. You gotta give me a second.
Oh, shit.
Woo!
That's
Damn.
That's a big old score.
That's
right there.
actually
That's a 19 plus 6.
Mhm.
That's a 25, sir.
roll your
wow.
aid.
Damn, all right.
Roll
Maybe
your
you don't
aid.
need my help. All right, that's fine.
It's the roll of the
let's
day.
go.
Roll it anyway.
Savius
That's
is
a
diplomatic.
You crit.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Look at that.
Copper
It's actually a 25. It's actually a 25. So,
Oh, wait.
So you
Can
get
we
a, you get a plus
can we add
2
our
to
bonus to
your. So you get a 27.
Oh, we rolled a nat
Savius.
20. I got a what?
So you get a plus 2.
Ooh, I got a
Oh,
20,
yeah. That's a crit,
27.
baby.
Okay. So for this
Hell yeah.
section, it does say a nonviolent resolution requires the agent to succeed at either a something check or a diplomacy check of a 15. Savius got a 27.
Wow.
27?
That's how you handle these
Which
situations.
is a critical success.
hey, I said I could help over here. I didn't have to come to blows. If it came to blows, it'd be fine. But
Right. So we're both
Fuck
looking
yeah.
at the guy. And just, I don't touch him, but I get close and it's like, listen, like you had a drink, just like my friend Copy here said. And I look at Copy like, we are friends, correct? And I get a thumbs up.
I would like to think so. I don't have many friends, so it would be nice to have friends.
And I look, first friend, and I look back at the dwarf and I go, see, we're all friends here. Brand new friends. And I also look at
Neillock.
Elock. And I was
What
like,
you
look,
don't
he's a friend as well. We're all friends.
see, what no one realized was Neillock is actually an assassin, and now he starts taking
Just
people
waiting
out.
my 3 turns.
Oh, all of us realize this. He's the hobgoblin in there that doesn't talk to people. That's assassin from A to B.
Oh, shit.
Well, I ain't gonna say anything because I don't judge people off the way they look.
So what I was going to try to do is this guy here, the burly person, I was going to try to bring over to the bar just to separate them to partly de-escalate the situation.
Okay, so the
Kind of
burly,
motion them to come over here. There we
the
go.
burly person will follow, and kind of go to the edge of the bar,
Yeah.
and you could see behind the bar is, I apologize, Bellberry. She's kind of like behind the bar, like keeping an eye on everything that's going on. Additionally, at this point, everyone hears the jester is like just getting louder and louder for no reason, and it's not even like really good. It's just
What is that guy's problem?
I shoot him with the net gun. No hesitation, no nothing, just pow!
Oh, so it's like Korn is here playing a concert. Yeah. Not so good, right?
yeah.
Not a fan.
It was just
Tag
zero
him with the
hesitation.
neck gun.
I don't
The
even
cloud's
look. I
getting
don't even
louder.
look. I'm talking to the ball. I
Boom.
just go pow, and I shoot him. Smizing the whole time.
So, with that, with Copper being like, "God damn, that Bard is terrible," and Savius is
Goddamn
like,
Bard.
"Yeah, that he's pretty bad." Bolar's like, after you kind of do what you do with the smizing and teaming up and move Neillock, moving the burly guy away from what's going on here. The dwarf is like, yeah. And he kind of puts his hands up and he's like, listen, I'm really, really sorry. I just had a really bad day. My adventuring team, we went into a dungeon and it didn't go over so well. I guess I just blew off a little too much steam. I thought maybe a good bar fight might solve all my problems. And I know I did something wrong and I apologize. And I'm willing to pay any fines that are going our way.
I look at it. Yeah, we
well,
both
I was
look
gonna
at him. And we're like,
Neillock, do you know a little bit more about the laws here? We could cut this guy some slack, right?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
And I hand him his ticket.
Ooh.
Oh,
I hand him like his copy of like his fine.
Okay. So he's so normally
Or do we have to book him? I don't know how this works.
So the question is, how does this work as guards? In this situation, since you're not arresting, you can hand him kind of like a citation, and in 30 days, if he doesn't,
right?
yeah, disturbing the peace.
Gotcha.
And in 30 days, if he doesn't pay it, a warrant would go out for him to
His
be brought
arrest.
in, so that he can pay his fine.
Yeah.
So no assault charges and the guy he laid out?
No, that's all.
Just saying.
Well,
We
disturbing
weren't there to
peace.
witness it, so we would have to take statements from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Which we are going to do.
Yeah, there's assaulting a citizen and then disturbing the peace, but okay, we can cut him some slack. Just disturbing the peace. He's sorry. We can kind of patch this guy up, sit him back up.
And he gets
give
a
him
citation
drink.
for disturbing the peace, and he gets a citation for assaulting a citizen, he gets a citation for assaulting a police officer.
Yep.
He did not assault any of us.
He struck
he's
Sabius.
just taking all these like citations, and he's like, I did say I'd pay for it, and he's like flipping through them. He's like, damn, that's a lot.
Oh wow!
Adventurers make good money. You can take care of it. It's fine.
facts and a half. So I look at Bola and I was like, see, let this be a lesson. Do not lay out people after having a rough day. It's expensive. However, it will serve for the future. Now, if you would kindly leave and go home, rest off, drink some water, hydrate, and go to bed.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
There you go.
And he's like, I will gladly leave with the rest of my party. And then he starts to head over to the table that actually has Morgan on it.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts to talk, and he sees, Bolin sees you sitting with Meryl and the other character who has zero role play in this, the ass,
the
Antaro.
ass guy.
Antaro. And Bolin's like, hey, we should probably get out of here. I got some fines for laying that guy out. And he looks and he's like, oh, guard, I just dealt with your other friends there, and I apologize to them, and we will be leaving. I apologize to you for causing this kind of ruckus. We should get going. And he's kind of like pushing Antaro and Meryl. And Meryl's like still petting Ordo. Or did Ordo leave? Or did you make Ordo?
Yeah, I think when she stands up, Ordo's gonna come to my side.
Ordo like dips.
Yeah.
And then Bolin kind of turns and is like, what's Skebs doing? And we'll go back to Skebs, who's the halfling, being detained by a gold dragon and a half orc. In any other situation, this would be a bad luck.
Yeah, right. This is usually a very bad day for you.
So the halfling, they are like, so Trevor and Jeff. Trevor did notice. Trevor's character Ryder did notice that Skebs was kind of moving their pockets in a certain fashion, and Skebs is being very standoffish with the whole situation. Skebs doesn't want to leave, and doesn't want to like show their pockets. But you do have an opportunity to kind of roll a check if you want to pursue this with a more diplomatic solution. So you and Trevor could roll an intimidation check to resolve this situation, or deception, or diplomacy. Either one of those.
All right. Well, I'll try an intimidation as my best score.
Did we lose Trevor, or is Trevor's back?
Ugh.
Trevor's there. I see Trevor.
A big old 13.
Okay, and Trevor? Trevor's muted.
Plus dragon. Trevor
Still
plus
muted.
dragon.
Oh, okay. Right
There
now.
you go.
There we go.
There you go. Good.
I double muted myself. I'm sorry.
All the mutes.
What was happening?
Nothing. I'm gonna try diplomacy while he uses intimidation. Good cop, bad cop.
Oh snap! A 23. Nice.
I actually think I get a +1 to that. Is this person a where are they where are they from?
They are adventurers.
To be like, yo, where you from?
Where you from? Where you from?
They are adventurers. Are
Wait,
you?
man.
Set you rep.
No. So are you? Your +1 comes from the background thing, right?
The sun. Yeah,
So
I had it saved.
I see it.
They are a resident of the the hell is it? They're not a resident of the foreign quarter.
They are not a resident, but they were staying there. So you'll still get your
Okay.
+1. I'll give it to you on this one.
Okay, so 24.
So 24, which again, the diplomacy works. So Skebs, as Tina overheard, kind of looks and is like, look, this is, and Skebs, they noticed Bolin, the dwarf, kind of move away from the guards and like end the situation over there. Skebs is like, look, all I'm saying is I don't really want to get in trouble, and pulls out like a small tin and pops it open, and inside is some refined pesh. It's like, I was just trying to not get caught with this. I know it's illegal. I'm really sorry about it.
Okay. Is there anything else that you have on your persons?
No, that's really it.
All right, you're gonna be getting a fine for carrying an illegal substance.
Mhm.
And we're gonna have to search you to make sure that you don't have anything else on you. Would you prefer to have myself or Morgan do the
What?
the search.
I think
I want the dragon to do the search.
Tina's like, wait, what?
I don't know who said what, Tina or Morgan.
That's
Well,
Morgan.
because-
No, that's Morgan.
It's because they have
Oh, no. I understand why. Morgan is just like you're volunteering this on day one of the job and just
It's not volunteering. It's not volunteering. It would be if someone needed to get searched of an opposite gender or a gender that they didn't feel comfortable, you would call in the same guy.
I understand it, but
Morgan doesn't.
Morgan didn't understand what you're
Tina
saying.
gets it. Morgan does not.
Okay, just making sure.
separation of character and player.
Yes.
There you go.
Just making sure.
Thank you, Trevor, for clarifying that for our listeners. So it's just bringing in someone that person would feel comfortable being searched by. So Morgan, how do you handle
And
that?
Morgan
Does
having
Morgan
no
just
experience
what?
searching anybody. Morgan's
Well,
never
what is
searched
Skev's-
anybody.
what is Skev's reaction?
Skeb's like, what about the puppy? And then looks at Ordo.
I look at Ordo and Ordo's already been through enough. Ordo's not doing it.
Ordo's like, nah, I'm good.
Esper can search you.
So Skebs looks and is like, the dragon could search me. That's cool.
You're probably better off with me.
So
Kinky.
the dragon will search. Make a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Can I assist on that? Is that something I could do? Like, I guess, like sort of like watch as it's happening to
Yes. You can
Anything-
make a perception check
to
too.
that effect.
Ooh.
I got a
Yeah.
22.
Okay.
Oh, I got a crit fail.
Esper got a crit fail, so
Esper's
that goes
not
just
very
to a
good.
failure. So Esper searches Skebs draconically and doesn't really
With big
find
claws.
anything outside the norm.
I finally got a good roll.
Yeah. It was on that. It was on the aid, which
Yeah.
stopped it from being a critical failure to
Right,
just a
right.
failure.
That's
And
fair.
nothing is noticed. So the couple is at this point, they're kind of standing to the side, waiting for you guys to come back and explain that whatever they lost.
Can I just kind of take a look around and just see if like this is just the ring is on the floor? Like if they just dropped it.
Sure. So Morgan, you'll kind of walk over, leaving the adventurers to
The crying people, yeah.
the crime. Well,
Yeah.
Bolin at this point walks over with the rest of their party and is like,
Mhm.
okay, Skebs, come on, let's go. And Ryder kind of writes out another ticket, and Bolin looks at
Citation?
it, another citation, and is like, ah,
So it's quite larger fine than the
Yeah.
the brawling one.
So Skebs, Bolin, and Merrill and Tara will exit the bar. And as they leave, they're kind of heading up the stairs. And Morgan, you're kind of near the stairs, like looking under the bar. The people are sad, hearing
Mhm.
that they didn't find their ring, and you know they're upset. And all of a sudden, as Skebs and the group leaves, you kind of hear like a clanking sound coming down the stairs, and it's the ring.
I go pick up the ring.
And they're just excited to get the ring back. And they're like, where'd you find it? And they're talking to you, Morgan.
I found it on the stairs.
And they're like, oh, that's so interesting. I wouldn't have never looked at the stairs. We've been sitting at this table the whole time.
Well, here you go.
T-furry.
Thank you so much. Oh, we really appreciate it. The guards are amazing in the town. And with
Thanks.
that, Bellberry kind of walks up and cheers and gives everyone, so congratulates everyone for helping her resolve the situation that was going on, and tells you,
Yeah,
listen,
we
whenever
did
you
do
come
good.
back, you guys can drink for free. It's on the house. You guards did an amazing job.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
If you
And
like our work,
thank you. Wouldn't
give
be
it-
here
yes.
without you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Libation.
That means a lot to me.
Fantastic.
if you
What's
like
the
our
legal
work,
drinking age?
give us a good review on
16.
Yelp.
Yeah, okay, so we're fine.
Give us a good
Is it-
Yelp. If we help you
just
out,
someone-
right?
Wait, is that just someone who yells in the corner like that Bard was doing?
Yep.
The bard should be arrested for just being plain old horrible.
Still would have shoot him.
I
while
am
we're,
not opposed to you shooting him.
I was just like, well, Savius is like, before shooting, I will attend to those that are injured. So I'm gonna go to back to that person that's like on the ground.
Oh, they're still there.
I'm gonna pick him up, put him on the bench
On the
next
bench. Yep.
to next to that person in the purple,
Uh-huh.
right? And just try to like get him back to. I like that. Sit down to.
They don't want to be near that person.
Homie really just slid down the bench like, nope.
Nope.
He was just disco slide. Nope.
He was like, I'm good.
Right, and I'm just gonna, medicine check him back, to health or whatever. If
Okay,
you want
make
to
a medicine
roll.
check.
All right, roll it. See, I can. Because I had it 2 seconds ago, and of course it disappeared. All right, let's do this. What did I get? Oh, 19.
Oh, nice. So everything's fine. The person kind of stands up, shakes it off, has a black eye, and kind of starts to like, it's like, oh, you got a lucky shot. I wasn't really keeping an eye on him, and he kind of just got me from the left, and the left is a bad spot for me, but I could take them.
I'm like, like definitely. Most people guard their left. Most people are right-handed and assume that they can do whatever. And I just do that whole, I'm doing the agreeing and I'm just talking trash to just make him feel better.
Oh, I'm ambidextrous. I don't have to worry about that.
I give Copper like the side eye where he can just see my eyes and I just go, and I go back. It's like, well, you're back into fighting shape, except no fighting.
He's like, I like I said, sucker punch. And then Beryl kind of comes up to you, and she's like leans over to Savius and she goes, he didn't get sucker punched. He dropped something and hit himself on the edge of the table.
Yeah. I'm looking at, well, underneath like the veil, I'm grinning hard. My eyes stay normal. Poker face.
I feel like I'm gonna kill.
It's the customer service smile. The Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna kill Zach in this campaign with all like the in jokes and having fun.
I love this. I love it.
Well, either way, like I look at the person, I go, well, either way, hand on shoulder, and I just go, you're back to normal. You're okay. Go home. I advise sleeping it off. Drink some water.
Hydrate. We're gonna say that every single time.
Savius's line is drink water.
Drink water.
I try to recall knowledge check to see if there's any fines or legal things about being passed out in a bar.
Public intoxication.
Well, he wasn't intoxicated. He got knocked out. So I was just wondering if that was also a crime. I got a 14, so I don't know anything.
So
you might as well just arrest Saturday night if you want people not to be drunk.
So a 14, he could you could get this character on public indecency, as when they fell over, their butt crack was kind of showing. So if you really want them to,
I'd have to witness that.
If there's like a little shrine to Caden Kalen, disorderly conduct within the temple.
You know what? Make a perception check, Copper.
That is.
Oh, that's right.
You're not allowed to abuse alcohol. You can enjoy it, but you're not supposed to abuse it.
Yep.
Copper, make that perception check.
Oh, me. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'll make that perception check. Whoops. Dang it. I hit a button. Oh, dang it. I hate this.
I got you.
Yeah. Can you just hit perception for me? I accidentally closed my character sheet.
I got you, boo.
Thank you. I can't see anything.
You rolled an 8. So you don't happen to find a shrine. No shrine.
It is what it is. All right.
But that's good teamwork. That's good teamwork.
See, I told you I could do this cop thing. It's just, it takes a minute to get out of my old ways.
Cool.
I look at him and nod. I'm like,
everyone will get
it's the longest
80 experience for resolving all this with a
Oh, sweet.
Sorry, 80 experience for a level 1 party, plus 30 XP for a story award for completing it non-violently.
Hey.
So we get 110.
Get math.
Yeah. Nah.
Are we using experience?
We are using experience.
Ah, all right. It's a good thing there's a space for it on the character sheet.
Yep.
I just put it in there.
So we all get a $110.
Everyone gets a $110.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So is it really loud in here, or is it kind of calmed down since we've been here?
It's like calm down at this point. Actually, you know what? Everyone just get the 80. Sorry, I read that wrong. It's either 30 or 80 for getting with everything. Sorry.
It's too late. I already wrote 110 in the box.
Yeah, me too.
I'll fix
They
that.
won't let me delete.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's there.
Assuming it even
Forever.
saves on here anyway. I'm just gonna.
It all
I
saves.
think it
all
does,
auto
yeah.
Does
saves.
it? Yeah. All right. Because saying if I could change it that easily, I'm sure it could delete that easily. So.
Nah, I tried. Didn't work.
Didn't
Sorry. Sorry.
Oops.
So with that, until next time we meet, and we'll see how the rest of the patrol goes. So we'll leave it there for the first episode on the new season of Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gained.
Yay.
Season
We
2.
did it.
I'm just gonna close down the
So Copper is the short arm of the law.
Copper
Nah.
is the short arm of the law.
Hey, I take that personally. Stop that.
So thank you all for watching. We appreciate everything. We appreciate everyone's support. We made the 1 year mark, which is the hard mark for a lot of these podcast groups, streaming groups. You know, they fall apart. We made it through COVID. So we hope that you're enjoying our rendition of Agents of Edgewatch. We're kind of playing this very fun. We're doing a hot
Casual.
take. Very casual. Yeah. We're gonna try and work in the rules. That's our thing. So when they do come up, but we actually haven't had any new rules pop up besides rolling standard checks. You know, everyone did amazing. Everyone has their 80 XP. And yeah, we'll see where this adventure takes us. I'm excited to see. I'm reading the books. It looks like a lot of fun. So we'll see how it goes. So Tina, why don't you, our mistress of socials?
Hello. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We had some new people in chat, so welcome.
DJ Concarne,
you can
what
follow
up?
us.
What up, Carne?
Sorry.
Hi.
Asada?
It's okay.
Bye, Trevor.
No.
30 seconds
Hello.
left. Excuse me.
Another drink. That would have been like 5 drinks today, guys. So thank you guys, everybody, for watching. All of our new followers and new subscribers, welcome. You can also support us on our Patreon. Our socials are Twitter and Instagram. You can find us at NVNG Podcast. We are on Facebook and YouTube, Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gamed. You can find all of our information, including our links, on our website, nvngpodcast.com. You can also find all the episodes from our first season, ramblings episodes, one-shots, all that fun stuff. You can all on our website. You can also find the character bios from our first season. And as we go into this campaign a little bit more, we're going to gradually start including information about all these new characters. So you can kind of keep tabs of who's who. We have all new people now. So thank you so much, and keep following us and sharing and commenting and reviewing. We love you.
So from all of us here at Nothing Ventured, Nothing Gamed, want to wish you all a good night. Be safe. And we are rolling dice, giving advice with a lot of that New York spice currently. Say goodbye, everyone.
Paprika.
Night.
Adios, people.
Later.
Bye.